Hey, how's it going, everybody? Now that we're a few days past the event, I wanted to finally sit down and make a video talking about my experience at the UniVersus 2024 North American Nationals in Dallas. This was my first time attending a UniVersus Nationals and only my second large competitive event overall, the first being the regionals in Atlanta. In this video, I want to go over how the main event went, how the side events went that I participated in, and how my overall experience was at Nationals. But before we jump in, as always, if you've been enjoying the content and want to see more, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and leave a comment below. So let's start off by talking about the main event. The deck that I decided to bring was Krista Lens on Chaos. Before trying this deck, I had been grinding Reiner 2 and jumping between a few different options, but I really couldn't nail what I wanted to bring. Then the MGLA had a big in-person testing weekend and it was a ton of fun. I knew Travis had been testing and cooking this Krista list and I really wanted to try it, and once I actually played it during this weekend, I don't think I've had as much fun with a deck in months of playing this game. It took me about a week after that, jumping between different decks and trying other things to really lock in Krista as my Nats deck, and at that point, it was only a week away from the event. Travis has already made a deck profile video for the Krista list, so I'll just link that in the description if you're interested in checking it out. So with only a short amount of time left, I definitely had some concerns about bringing the deck, mainly because I'm still a relatively new player to the game. This is the first card game I've ever played, minus Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid, so I don't have this incredible game sense that a lot of my teammates and other players do. And this deck is one that takes a fairly skilled player to pilot, like Travis, who won with it, or Justin, my other teammate, who made the top 16 with the list. So my thought was basically, I'm going to take this really cool deck, I'm going to try to get as many reps as I can before, and I'm just going to enjoy playing it since it's a fun deck, and I'm going to try my best. And my only real goal for Nationals was to do better than I did in Atlanta, and it turns out I did. I ended up going 3-4 at Nationals. I dropped after the 7th round because my 7th round was a loss and I was kind of just done with the day. But after my 6th round, I was 3-3, and in Atlanta, I was 2-4 after my 6th round, so I technically count that as improvement. Going in order of my rounds, it was a Godzilla, which was a win, it was another Godzilla, which was a loss, there was an Ochako 4, which was a win, and then I played Chris Smith or Brody Wan's Ymir, and I lost, and then I played my teammate Scott on Bert 2, that was a loss, then I played a Rappa, which was a win, and then I played another Bert 2, which was a loss, and after that I dropped. Also, shout out to all my opponents. I had a lot of fun on all my rounds, and I hope you did as well, and it was great to meet you. But looking back at my rounds, I saw a lot of the same issues that I talked about in my Atlanta video, but I also saw a lot of improvement as well, which I'm really happy with. I've noticed that my pace of play has really improved and also had some opponents point that out, which is great. I wasn't rushing on making incorrect decisions more often, while also at the same time not taking super long to make basic decisions. I'm continuing to better my hindsight on misplays, which definitely happened across my rounds, but improving the ability to notice these mistakes and prevent them from happening in the future has done wonders for me. But overall, I'm pretty happy with my performance in the main event. I definitely could have done better, I definitely could have done worse, but I really just want to keep playing and keep improving and see how it pans out at the LCQ at Worlds. Now on to side events. I only got to participate in 2 of the side events at Nats, which is sad because I had built a deck for every single one, but I played in the teams event and I played in the retro event. For the teams event, I was playing with my MGLA teammates, Matt and Scott. I was running a Rodan all list, Matt was running a Death Bert 2 list, and then Scott was running a Chaos Bert 1 list. Playing the all Rodan list was okay. It has really rough damage output, especially against some of the higher health characters, but I did get to Breaker 10 somebody, which was kind of crazy. I believe we ended up playing 4 rounds of the teams event. We went 1, 1, and 2 technically, but we gave our last draw the win because we were dropping and wanted them to keep going. And then for the retro side event, I was playing Rando, which is my teammate Frank's deck, and the same deck that won the Atlanta retro tournament. I know zero about retro. I have only played it probably less than 10 times, and I don't know any of the cards that exist across the billion retro cards. So I just needed a deck that did its own thing, was Oonga Boonga aggro, and just sent attacks at your opponent. I only ended up playing 2 rounds of retro. First was a Yusuke who Spirit Shotgun me to death both matches, and then I played against a Scorpion who I sent probably like 20 attacks at to kill. So I ended up going 1-1. I have fun with retro. I think I just need to sit down and take a look at cards and try to build my own deck, but that'll happen eventually. Moving on to the event overall, I had an awesome time getting to see new and old faces alike, including some of the other content creators and even some of my own teammates who I had never met before. I myself was not a good content creator during this event. I was kind of focused more on playing and just hanging out and relaxing. and I had brought some stuff to record with and had some slight plans, but I didn't really go through with anything and dropped the ball. But shout out to those at the event who were recording and who were making content, like the Response on Play gang. Y'all killed it. Overall, I think Rochester and UVS Games did a great job throwing this event together in what probably wasn't the most amount of time. But what has really stuck with me is that this event kind of just felt like another competitive event and not this big national event. Also, the energy surrounding the main event was practically slim to none outside of my team members being hyped because the 2 finalists were on our team. I'm not really sure what the solution to this is, as I haven't been to previous larger UniVersus events. It's just something that I've thought and I've heard echoed by a few people in the community. But hopefully Worlds next month can help ramp up that feeling of a larger, more spectacle event, and the 2025 competitive track can also try and improve on that. But that's all I got for you for this video. I'm probably missing 1,000 things that I want to talk about, but I'll remember after the video, but it is what it is. But I do want to give a shout out to Travis for taking the tournament, to Corey for being the finalist, to Mitch, to JJ, to Nate, and to Justin for all making top 16, and to the rest of the top 16 contestants. You all played amazingly and you absolutely killed it. I will be at Worlds next month on the weekend of the 14th. I'll be playing in the LCQ to try to make it to Worlds, but probably not going to happen, so we'll just have fun. But I do want to get some content in there, like some UVS Games staff interviews and other things like that, so we'll see what happens.